OK, bonjour tout le monde. Bienvenue au cours de civisme et carrière. Je vais commencer la première section en anglais, juste faire certain que tout le monde comprend comment le cours va fonctionner. Ensuite, je vais commencer avec les instructions en français pour la journée. Welcome everybody. I am Mr. Gagne. We also have Madame Heron, who will be co-teaching the course. Madame Heron, voulez-vous dire bonjour à tout le monde? Okay. Madame Heron will be monitoring the chat. So if at any point in this lesson you have kind of a quick question, feel free to pop into the chat. Madame Heron will keep an eye on that and answer your questions as we go. So I will start with attendance. That's kind of everybody's big question. Make sure that, first of all, before this, make sure that you've read the welcome email that I sent or that we sent you um, last week. There's a lot of information in there. It has a lot of links. So it explains the attendance. So the way attendance works is you need to log in every day at some point in the day into the LMS. So the LMS is going to be kind of the hub of our course. And you can see here we have the LMS. This is the news feed. So as teachers, we can see when you have logged into the LMS, and that is how we are going to take attendance. It doesn't matter if it's at 9 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock at night. As long as you log in to the LMS, you will be considered present for that day. If you happen to be away, you are going on a trip, you are unavailable for whatever reason, and you know that you are going to miss a few days, please just email uh, either one of us or both of us to let us know that you are going to be away for whatever period of time, and that's okay. But if you miss a few days in a row and we are not made aware, we will contact parents after 2 days of missed classes, um, because since it is a shortened course, everything is really condensed. If you miss a few days and we're not aware of it, then we need to kind of check in with your parents to make sure that everything's okay and things are on track, because it is easy to get behind. So that is the attendance piece. Again, if you know you're going to be away, that's not a problem. Just reach out to us. We'll kind of make up a plan for kind of making up the work that you may miss. You can work ahead. You can kind of catch up. Um, so communication is going to be really important. We're going to try and communicate with you clearly and often, and we just hope that you can do the same for us. So the LMS, this is the hub of the course. Hopefully you're familiar with the platform. If you're not, let us know and we can help you out. This is the news feed in the center here. So every day we will post your work here. So you'll have a link to our daily meeting. You'll have a link to any documents that we might need for the day and any instructions that you have. You'll also have a link to the drop boxes. So when you are done your work, we do not want you to email the work to us. We need you to use the Dropbox. Uh, since we are team teaching this course, we will each be responsible for marking different assignments. So emailing work to a teacher is kind of makes that a little bit confusing for us. And it's just easiest for us to see in one place who has submitted what work. So please use the Dropbox to submit your work. It's quite easy to do, but if you're not sure how to do it, by all means, send us an email and we can send you a quick video to show you how to submit the work. So each day or most days, you will have kind of a daily worksheet to work through. These are assessments only, so they don't count towards your final grade. but they're still important to work through because a lot of our projects that are worth marks will refer back to that work. So please, you can download these documents and you can work right in them. They are Word documents, so you can work with those. If you use a Mac and you use Pages, that is okay as well. You can work with that, and then submit them into the Dropboxes. We will identify work that is marked, that counts towards your final grade. So you can see here, this courte tâche d'écriture is due on Thursday, July 2nd, and that is worth marks. I sent a calendar that has all of the quote unquote due dates for all the assignments, and I've highlighted and starred the assignments that are evaluations and will count towards your final grade. The reason I say quote unquote due dates is that, again, we are flexible with due dates. We understand that some of you have jobs, some of you are going to sports camps, family trips, all that kind of stuff. So if you realize, again, part of this is communication. If you realize that you're going to be away and you need a little bit of extra time, we can definitely accommodate that. Just please kind of communicate with us ahead of time so we are aware. The only firm due date that we do have is the last day of the course, which I believe is Friday, July 24th. That is the end of the day. So like 11:59 p.m. is the last opportunity for you to submit work because we have a very quick turnaround for our report cards and we need to have them done by the end of the weekend. So we can't be chasing last minute assignments at that point. So the only really firm deadline is July 24th. So please keep that in mind. If you need extra supports here in the LMS, you can see there is more contact information here. So if you need tech support, so if there's something wrong with any of your access to any accounts, you can contact Justin Hahn. So again, so here are other supports. There's an EA. We have a digital literacy resource teacher. So again, if you need extra supports beyond what we're able to provide you, these are the contact information. The content section here, up here is where we have all of our assignments. And again, if you want to work ahead, you are more than welcome to finish the entire course this week if you want. That is not a problem. You don't have to kind of follow our schedule necessarily. Like I said, in the email, there's a folder, you have access to it here as well, that have videos just like this one that explain all of the assignments from past years. Essentially, it's the same thing. I haven't really changed anything. So you can go back, listen to those instructions, and work ahead. So again, if you know that you are going to be away for a few days and you want to, instead of kind of catch up when you get back, if you want to get ahead of the game, you're more than welcome to do that. I think that is it. So, est-ce que vous avez des questions à ce point ici? Okay. Also, sorry, one last point. These meetings are not mandatory. They are optional. I will have them any day that we have a lesson. We'll have a Teams meeting. You are welcome to attend, but I am recording this meeting and I will post it to the LMS. So anytime we have a Teams meeting, I will record it. I will post it to the LMS in the newsfeed so that if you are away, you still have an opportunity to get the same instructions. Okay. All right. So let me just see about. OK, so on va commencer avec notre leçon. So, le cours de civisme est un cours important. Vous êtes à un point dans votre vie où vous allez commencer à avoir de l'indépendance et il est important de penser à comment vous allez agir dans la vie publique, right? So at your age, you are starting to kind of form as young adults. You are learning to kind of live in the public space. And that was what hopefully this course will help you kind of think about. So, c'est quoi la citoyenneté? So dans ce cours, on va étudier comment les décisions sont prises. On va apprendre comment tu peux participer aux prises de décisions qui influencent la société. Okay, so we're going to look at how is it that decisions are made, public decisions, so like government, things like that. And then you're also going to learn how can you have an impact? How can you participate in that process? So, en tant de critères d'évaluation, tu as besoin d'être capable de comprendre l'importance d'un cours d'éducation à la citoyenneté. So, understand why a course like this might be important. Comment les décisions sont-elles prises dans notre société? So, how are decisions made in our society? Le pouvoir est-il bon ou mauvais? Comment tes désirs et tes besoins sont-ils réalisés? So, is power good? Is it bad? Is it neutral? How kind of are your needs and wants realized? Comment les conflits sont-ils résolus? So, how do we resolve conflict? Quels sont les avantages d'un processus décisionnel démocratique? Et quelle est la définition d'une citoyenneté ou d'un citoyen responsable? So, what are the advantages of kind of a democratic decision process? What is the definition, or what does it mean to be a responsible citizen? Okay. So, le cours d'éducation à la citoyenneté te fournira les connaissances, les habiletés et te sensibilisera aux valeurs qui t'aideront à assumer ta citoyenneté de façon responsable, avisée et dynamique. So, sorry, before I start, you'll notice there are kind of red text in these slides. When we look at the worksheet, it is a fill in the blank, and just a hint, the color of the words might be useful. So this civics course is meant to kind of give you knowledge, skills, and kind of help you understand what your values are when it comes to being a citizen in a way that is responsible, well-informed, and active. So, découvrir comment fonctionne notre gouvernement, comment il prend les décisions qui concernent l'ensemble des citoyennes et des citoyens. So, again, help you discover kind of how our government functions, how other governments function, how they take decisions that impact the group of all of us. Reconnaître tes croyances et tes valeurs personnelles concernant la façon dont nous participons à la vie de la société. So this course is meant to help you kind of understand your own beliefs, your own personal values, when it comes to how people should participate in society. Mettre en pratique des habiletés fondamentales propres à la citoyenneté. So hopefully it'll help you kind of practice or kind of put into reality fundamental skills to help you be an active citizen. Examiner les défis que représente l'engagement dans des communautés dont les membres ont souvent des points de vue différents. So, examining what are some of the challenges when it comes to engaging with communities whose members often have different points of view. So, il est souvent le plus grand qui devient le groupe qui est gouverné sous un gouvernement, le plus difficile qu'il est à convaincre ou à trouver ce qui est en commun avec tout le monde. So again, the larger the group of people that is being governed, the more kind of differences in points of view and the more challenging it becomes to kind of find what works best for the most people. Développer un esprit critique par rapport à ce que signifie pour toi être un citoyenne ou un citoyen avisé, dynamique et responsable. So trying to think critically about what it means for you to be a well-informed, active, and responsible citizen. Okay, so ceci est le but, ou qu'est-ce qu'on espère vous allez atteindre avec ce cours ici. OK. OK, maintenant. OK, so voici notre première feuille de travail. So encore, vous allez voir ici, cette section numéro 1, ici, fait rapport à la présentation qu'on vient juste d'avoir lue ensemble. OK, so il y a un lien ici, visionner la vidéo. Ensuite, numéro 3, vous avez un court quiz de personnalité. Vous avez seulement à répondre oui ou non pour chaque question. Et ensuite, ici, dépendant du nombre de oui, ça vous identifie à quel niveau vous êtes. So again, it's not important necessarily that, it's not a failure if you are 7 out of 11. It's just kind of a quick look-see to kind of get a sense of where you are in terms of kind of this content. OK, numéro 4. Ici, en tant d'être un citoyen bien avisé, il est important de comprendre quelle information est fiable. Okay, so being a well-informed citizen relies on being able to identify what information is trustworthy. Et de nos jours, avec toute l'information sur l'Internet, toute l'information sur les médias sociaux, il est souvent difficile ou un défi de discerner quelle information est fiable. Right? So today, we live in a world that has an overabundance of information. And in some cases, it is misinformation or disinformation. So being able to kind of parse through all of that noise and figuring out what is true is a really important skill for you to start developing. Et cette question ici, ou ce travail ici, est un point de commencement pour cela. Okay? So vous avez 2 sites web. Et vous allez lire ou examiner le site web. Le site web, l'information est en anglaise, mais c'est correct, vous pouvez quand même le lire. Qu'est-ce qui est important de savoir est qu'une source d'information, un des sites web, a de l'information incorrecte, qui n'est pas fiable. Et l'autre est une source fiable. So, en répondant les questions ici, si vous allez lire l'article, essayez de votre mieux de répondre qu'est-ce que la question vous demande. Parfois, il n'est pas possible de trouver l'information dans le site, right? Et c'est correct, c'est fait pour une raison. Et ensuite, vous allez répondre ici ce questionnaire au sujet du site pour vous aider à décider si c'est un site fiable. Okay, so the point of this assignment is to give you 2 sources about the same kind of subject. So it is about Jacques Cartier, who is a French explorer who explored what would become Canada and parts of North America. And one of the sources is not trustworthy. It has false information, and it is up to you to decipher which source is valuable and which is not. And so you're going to read the article on each link. You can just copy and paste the link into your web browser. Then try your best to answer the questions based off the information on that website. If you can't find the information, that's okay. Don't go searching elsewhere. Part of this assignment is that, like I said, one of these websites is misleading on purpose to try and help you kind of understand what goes into reliable sources and unreliable sources. And then once you've read the article, I want you to do your best to, again, fill this out, checking yes or no for all of this. Okay, so on doit regarder quand on considère si le site est fiable ou non, ou la source d'information, on doit penser à la devise. So, est-ce que le site a été mis à jour récemment? So, is it up-to-date information? Est-ce que l'information, la pertinence, est-ce que l'information répond à vos questions? So, is it relevant? Does it matter to what you are looking for? If it is giving you information that is irrelevant, it's not useful. L'autorité. So, est-ce que c'est un site qui est une autorité sur le sujet? So, is the person writing actually an authority or knowledgeable on this topic? Or is it just some random person writing a blog or pretending to be something that they are not? And unfortunately, this kind of the ending of the website is now kind of no longer relevant. It used to be that if a site had a .gov, that you knew it was from a government site and therefore a little bit more trustworthy. Same thing with edu, you knew was an educational site. Now this is not so true anymore. La précision. Est-ce que l'information est précise? Est-ce que l'information est correcte? Est-ce qu'on peut vérifier cette information sur un autre site? Right? So how precise is the information? Is it verifiable? Is it something that you can find in other sites and kind of use a sense of triangulation to say that, you know what, I found this information here, here, and here, and these are all kind of trustworthy sites. So if I'm able to find the same information in multiple sites that are trustworthy, then I can trust the information. Il n'y a aucune erreur d'orthographe ou de grammaire. So does the site take care to spell things correctly? Does it have proper grammar? That is another kind of indication as to whether this is a serious website or not. And then l'objectif. Est-ce que le site fournit des faits? Est-ce qu'il fournit des avis? Ou est-ce qu'il y a un bias? So does this site deal in facts? So facts are things that are provable. Does it provide advice or opinions? Those are things that aren't necessarily provable. And does it have a bias? So does it give information from only one perspective, or does it look at information from multiple perspectives? And again, bias doesn't necessarily have to be good or bad, but it's important to be aware of that. Et finalement, voici le deuxième site web. Encore, vous avez 3 questions à répondre et la même table à répondre. Ensuite, dites-moi quel des 2 sites est fiable et pourquoi vous pensez ce site est fiable. Question numéro 7. So, imaginez que vous levez un matin sur ce site un scénario et que vous trouvez qu'il n'existe point d'autorité. Toutes les règles, les lois, les polices, les cours, tout le monde qui a du pouvoir est disparu, comme dans le film Le Purge. So imagine you wake up one morning and poof, everything has kind of changed and there are no rules, there are no laws, there are no structures in place to enforce those laws. So quels sont les avantages de cela? So what are kind of advantages of living in that kind of scenario? Coming up, protégeriez-vous vos droits? So how would you protect your rights? Et question numéro 3, est-ce que vous auriez des droits? So auriez-vous même des droits? So in this kind of lawless society, how would you protect your rights? Would you even have rights? What does that kind of look like? Et finalement, la dernière question, so il y a des caricatures, so political cartoons. Les caricatures ont comme but de rendre un message politique au lecteur. Ils étaient souvent utilisés pendant la Première Guerre mondiale pour persuader les jeunes hommes d'enlister en guerre. Ils sont souvent trouvés dans les journaux et ils sont similaires aux memes. Répondez aux questions suivantes pour chaque caricature. Okay, so political cartoons, again, they are biased. They are trying to put out a message. They were often kind of first used during World War I to try and convince young men to enlist in the war effort. Often they are found in newspapers. Now you can find them on social media and on various websites. They are kind of an early meme, and I want you to answer the 4 questions for each of the following political cartoons. So, qui est dans la caricature? So, quels sont les symboles employés? So, who is pictured? What symbols are pictured? So again, because Often they are one single frame. They use symbolism to kind of provide context to the cartoon. Quel est le message de la caricature? So what is the message behind it? What is it trying to say? And comment est-ce que ce message est illustré? So how does this message get across? Est-ce qu'il y a des exagérations? La couleur, these are all black and white, so that's not really true. Est-ce qu'ils utilisent l'humour, right? So how do they try and get their message across? Okay, so again, I'll help you kind of provide a little bit of context. So we have a political leader here and an indigenous leader. Again, so your treaty has expired. So again, that's kind of the old white dude telling the indigenous leader that, our agreement is up. And then so the indigenous leader turns it around and said, then your lease is up again. So what is the message? What is trying to get said in this? So ici, on a quelqu'un qui est assis sur une chaise et on a le soleil qui s'agrandit et il discute ou il parle du changement climatique, right? So again, climate change, and we can see kind of what happens with him. So looking at this cartoon is a little bit older. So again, I'll provide a little bit of context. So if we look at the newspaper here, Attentat à Ottawa. So there was a shooting at the Parliament buildings, and it caused a lockdown, an active kind of gunman. So that is what the beaver is talking about. And if we, again, what does the beaver represent? And what is happening. So notre innocence. So again, talking about innocence in relation to this kind of public gunman and shooting. And again, what is the beaver representing here? Okay, so ça c'est votre travail. Oh non, excusez-moi, j'ai une autre chose que je veux introduire. Oups. OK. Ceci est votre la première partie de votre activité cumulative. So, la façon dont que notre cours est divisé, on a environ 2 semaines avec le cours de civisme. Ensuite, on va avoir 2 semaines avec le cours de carrière. Il n'y a pas d'examen dans le cours. Vous avez simplement des activités cumulatives. Okay, so 2 weeks for the civics, roughly 2 weeks for careers. There is no exam for either courses. There are culminating activities, so projects. And so this is your first project. You will have another project introduced later in the week, and you don't have to kind of complete this right now, but I want to get it on your radar so you can start thinking about it. Again, if you look at the calendar that I submitted or that I shared with you, you will see when it's due. I think we've got about 2 weeks to work on this. So, ceci regarde à la justice sociale et les médias sociaux. So, ceci est un projet qui va continuer la longueur du cours de civisme. Le produit final est à votre choix. Okay, so how you kind of put this together is entirely up to you. I'll leave it up to your creativity. If you want to use Canva, if you want to use PowerPoint, Word document, if you want to make a movie, it really doesn't kind of matter to me. What I'm looking for, or what we're looking for, is that you have kind of the following information. So, je veux que vous trouvez une cause, une idée, une bataille qui vous parle. Peut-être que c'est même quelque chose dans lequel vous êtes déjà impliqué. So, again, before I probably should have prefaced everything with this as well. Again, your political leanings, ideas, preferences really don't matter to me. If my personal or our personal political feelings don't come into this course. If you believe kind of one thing and are able to support your thoughts, then that is as valid as someone who thinks something else, right? So we are open to a variety of viewpoints. And so this project kind of leads into that. So these are things that we want you to kind of be passionate about. So what is something in this world that you would like to see change for what you think is the better? So il y a des exemples ici que vous pouvez choisir. Ce n'est pas une liste complète. Si vous avez d'autres idées, vous êtes bienvenus de choisir cela. Okay? Aussi, si vous n'êtes pas sur les médias sociaux, c'est correct. Vous pouvez trouver votre information sur des sites web. Okay? So even though the project says social media, if you are not on social media, that is okay. You can find your information elsewhere. Okay, again, this whole project is about finding reliable sources of information. Okay? So, premièrement, vous devez identifier quelle est votre cause, votre idée. Ensuite, vous allez faire de la recherche. So, cherchez pour des ressources, des experts, des opinions sur les médias sociaux ou autres sites web. Vous pouvez prendre des screenshots ou trouver une autre façon de sauver les posts ou l'information. Préparer une liste de hashtags qui sont utiles. So what are some hashtags that would help people find information about this topic? And again, it's important to find resources, experts' opinion on social media or websites. You can take screenshots of those, save them in whatever way you want. Vous allez identifier 3 individus que vous croyez sont fiables et vous allez nous dire pourquoi ils ou elles sont fiables. Okay, so find 3 individuals that kind of post or write or talk about your topic and tell me why they are reliable. Vous allez identifier 3 institutions que vous croyez sont fiables. So what are 3 institutions or 3 groups that, again, support your social justice cause? And again, why are they reliable? So maybe they are government agencies, maybe they are charitable organizations, maybe they're educational organizations, right? So what are groups of people that are trustworthy about this? Expliquez pourquoi vous les croyez. Ensuite, vous devez identifier des actions concrètes. So, c'est important de bien s'informer, mais il est aussi important de prendre cette information et de pouvoir agir de façon concrète. Okay, so it's one thing to be well informed on the topic, but then what can you do with that information? What are concrete actions that you can do or that people can do to help progress along? So, identifiez 3 choses que vous, comme individu, peuvent faire. So, what are 3 things that individuals can do? And again, provide good details in that. Don't just kind of say they can do this. Tell me why that action is important. Identifiez 3 choses que votre communauté peut faire. So what are 3 things that your community can do? And communities can be all sorts of different things. They can be your friend group. They can be your school community. They can be your neighborhood. They can be if you belong to an athletic association or an arts group, right? So communities are larger groups of like-minded people. So what are 3 things that communities can do to help in this case? Et identifier 3 choses que le gouvernement provincial fédéral peut faire. So what are 3 things that either the provincial government or the federal government can do to help this along? Okay, so this is kind of the rubric that we'll be using to mark this. This is due in a few weeks, but I just wanted to introduce this so that you could start thinking and planning ahead. Okay. Et finalement, la dernière chose, Sorry, I'm just trying to... Oh, here we go. OK. La dernière chose ici, vous avez un court paragraphe à écrire. So, vous devez écrire un court paragraphe, au moins 6 phrases, qui explique pourquoi il est important d'être un citoyen actif. Et ceci est dû par jeudi. Okay, so think about what does it mean to be an active citizen? So, être un citoyen actif à faire avec le bénévole, right? So, volunteering is a part of being an active citizen. So, faire quelque chose pour les autres est important. Être bien informé est quelque chose qui est important à être un citoyen actif. So, being well informed, being someone who knows what is going on in your community, in your province, in your country, so that you are able to kind of participate in that. Un citoyen actif aussi est quelqu'un qui participe dans les élections. So, je comprends que vous êtes trop jeune pour être pour voter, mais vous pouvez encourager ceux d'autour de vous qui ont l'âge de voter à voter, right? So again, participating in elections is important. And even though you are now too young to legally participate in elections, you can still be informed. You can know what is going on so that when you are of age to vote, you can make informed decisions. You can encourage people around you who are of age to vote and who maybe don't vote to, inform them, encourage them to participate and tell them why it's important to participate. So, un court paragraphe, pourquoi vous croyez c'est important d'être un citoyen actif et comment d'être un citoyen actif. Okay, so ceci est un court paragraphe à remettre dans le Dropbox ici par la fin de la journée jeudi. Okay, so again, you have qu'est-ce que la citoyenneté? This is the PowerPoint we looked at. Une citoyenneté responsable. That is today's worksheet. Again, ideally, if you can finish it today, that would be great. Get it into the Dropbox. If you need to finish it tomorrow, that's fine. Just be careful. You don't want to fall too far behind because things can snowball. Voici le Dropbox pour la courte tâche d'écriture, so your short paragraph. And again, this is your due date. Et voici le document pour la première partie de votre activité cumulative. Et ce projet est du lundi le 13 juillet. So we've got 2 weeks from today is when that is due. Okay? So, cette leçon aujourd'hui a été un peu plus longue que nos autres leçons. Usually these lessons won't go for 45 minutes. Today was just a little bit longer, having to go through some stuff with you. Si vous avez des questions, n'hésitez pas à nous contacter. On va rester autour ici, voir pour répondre à d'autres questions. So if you have any questions, we'll stick around for a little bit. You can ask them in the chat. You can pop it on video. Vous avez nos courriels. So you've got our emails. Après cette leçon, courriel est probablement la meilleure façon à nous contacter. So reaching out via email is probably kind of the best way to get in touch with us. Okay? Dernière chose, on veut que vous avez du succès dans ce cours. So, si vous avez de la difficulté, s'il y a une question que vous ne comprenez pas, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît, n'hésitez pas à nous contacter. Okay, you are not bothering us with questions. Please ask us questions. We don't want you to struggle. We want you to be successful and enjoy this experience. So please, if you are struggling with anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay? Merci beaucoup tout le monde. On va se revoir demain.